Hello, welcome to Let's Ruin Our Lives, episode 26. It's very fucking hot here. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast. We're on a long hiatus. This is our 1-year anniversary show. All right, episode 26. And today, joined by some very funny people. You know them both from prior episodes, coming all the way from Ogden, Utah. We've got Pinky. Hello, my friend.
Hey.
All right.
What's up, bro?
What's up, dude? And of course, the poker champion himself, the guru of chili, Brandon. What's up, guys?
Oh my goodness, the guru of chili is putting it polite. I'm more like the Jackson Pollock of chili right now.
That's disgusting. The Jackson Pollock. Well, that's cool. Well, speaking of wild stuff, what's up with this Gigi Allen of comedy that's taking place in Utah now?
So what, are you opening up with like tight fives and just shitting on the stage, or what's up?
Yeah.
There's just been a lot of fights and stuff going on at my shows. Like I hosted an open mic for the first time, and it's at like this venue that's been open for like decades, and I'm like super hyped. I'm like, dude, this is our weekly thing. I'm gonna be able to host this open mic and shit. And it's at like the very end of the fucking night that this dude fucking spits on me. We get into this huge fight. I could probably even send the clip too if you want to play it.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, cut that in for sure.
You fucking spit on me, bro. You're a pussy, bro. Give me a minute. Don't fucking spit on me, you fucking pussy ass coward. You spit on me. Grow the fuck up, bro.
And exclusive. I haven't posted it because I was like, I don't know if this is evidence of me being a bitch.
Well, what happened? Was he like
my
offended by your jokes or something, or?
No, he just like a crazy women type shit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like defending my ex's honor when she has like nurse brain and she's fucking insane.
Yep.
Defending your
but
ex's honor, how chivalry of you.
Oh, he's a little bitch.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, so what did you like press charges against him, or?
No, I should have, but
Yeah.
since he fucking spit on me and attacked me it's like a little bitch online.
Yeah, fucking A, bro.
That is some bullshit, yeah.
He's banned from like all the venues in town now, pretty much.
Is he a comic?
No, he's a musician, even worse.
Oh yeah, that is a lot worse for sure. I try not to podcast with musicians, yeah. Damn. Well, other than that, how are the shows going? It looks like you're definitely grinding all the time.
Yeah, no, they've been really good too because like I work at a bar where I'm able to throw shows, so
Yeah, nice.
I'm there every day. Just anyone who comes in, I'll be like, "Oh, I have a show."
Yeah.
Fucking come to the show. Then I have
Nice.
put flyers everywhere.
For sure. Yeah, that's cool, dude. You're doing it old school, posting on walls and shit. Did you?
I was a fucking idiot. I ordered flyers, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I noticed the dimensions. Do you want to size them down? I was like, stoned as fuck. I was like, what does that even mean? I just need them as a square, bro. Just print them.
I just need a quadrilateral, bro. Like I just need.
That's hilarious. Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
Nice. Those are fucking nice, though.
That is pretty slick.
That's a nice poster.
It is.
I ordered 30 of them. It was like $100.
Oh shit.
I don't know if you heard us. We were saying those were nice posters, bro. Those were like you made a good mistake, a happy mistake.
Yeah.
A mistake that you can live with, but you know.
So where are you posting them around town? I saw you covered up what was that, like an Avengers or a Fantastic Four sign?
Fantastic Four. That was the first Fantastic Four movie with Alba. From what I remember, I know that poster from anywhere.
Yeah. I put my face over Jessica Alba.
Oh, nice. I didn't notice that. That's awesome.
I mean, honestly, I think you improved. The poster, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, pretty iconic.
Yep.
Iconic. Yes, very. All right.
Man, we lost comedy here in Pedro at the Sardine.
Oh, what happened?
A quick little thing, just because I'm not involved, I just know it from Ivan and stuff like that.
Right, Colin.
Ivan recently. Well, no, Ivan and Colin, they're not on good terms.
Oh, okay.
That's something that if you want to dive in with Ivan one day, maybe you can. But I'm not going to speak on behalf of that.
Okay, for sure.
But Ivan, when he started taking over doing the can opener, when Sacred Grounds closed down, he got with the comedy lady over there that was running that show. They combined forces, and they were going to legit turn the last Monday into an actual comedy show, not just open mics, but just like actual comedy show with lineups and all that stuff.
Okay.
They started charging people tickets through an app, but it wasn't really being advertised as like cover charge or anything like that.
Oh shit!
But I guess the communication between the owner of the Sardine and between Ivan and his new partner wasn't there. So then they legit asked for 20%. His partner said they're trying to stiff us, and then Ivan just kind of caught in the middle, just kind of like, okay, so his partner's like, yeah, we're not going to do comedy there anymore. So
damn,
no more comedy show at the Sardine, just because of poor communication. That's what I take from it. Sure, the Sardine, if you're going to charge ticket prices, the bar should get a cut too. I don't.
Of course,
it's kind of business. You're not. But it's also a Monday night. You're not really making a lot of money on a Monday in a bar scene. You're lucky to get anyone besides your local watering hole people coming there. But
wait, so who wanted 20%? The Sardine did.
The Sardine wanted 20% because they didn't know. Like at first, the open mic was a free show on the last Monday. Like
Right.
Ivan wasn't charging until he got his partner involved, and then his partner's like, "We should charge," and so he's like, "Cool." They charged through an app.
He charged for the open mic. What the hell?
No. It went from open mic, which was free, to an actual comedy show with actual lineups and comedians from LA and stuff like that. Because our old coffee shop just closed down here downtown. So they had a comedy show there that had been running for years, and so she brought that over to the Sardine and tried to combine with the locals over there. Legit, it's just when they got money involved, it's just they weren't communicating. They weren't communicating with it on both ends. Like, from what Ivan said, the people weren't talking that well when he was messaging them from the Sardine. So
damn.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know Sacred's closed down. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, well, because they're renovating the Warner Grand right now. Won't be open to 2026, and a part of that renovation, they finally gave Sacred Grounds a deadline, and so Sacred Grounds is also getting part of that whole renovation, along with the annex and everything right there. So I'm looking forward to next year to see what it's all going to look like.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that kind of Sacred Grounds. That's where like a lot of us cut our teeth, like in punk rock and stuff. So and
before my time, but I know the story all too
well before you moved to Pedro, and it definitely went away sort of when they moved to that smaller spot next to the Warner Grand Theater in downtown San Pedro. So yeah, well, I mean, I guess it was gonna happen sooner or later. There were there's a lyric from an Atmosphere song where he talks about he's at a coffee shop watching the junkies socialize with the sobers or whatever, and it just always reminded me of Sacred Grounds. There's always so many like borderline homeless people and punk rockers and junkies just hanging outside of Sacred, so that place always had its time coming.
Even in my time, I always felt like Sacred Grounds was like a good spot for any transient that was coming in town or something like that.
That's true. Yeah, it was like the welcome spot. Yeah,
you can bum a cigarette, you can get a coffee, and then go
get your speed, get your heroin. Yeah.
Figure out your next stepping stone. But yeah, exactly. So.
Damn. All right. Well, rest in peace, Sacred Grounds.
Rest in peace. It's been roughly about 2 months too, though. So.
Oh, okay.
Right here, I'm gonna show you my ghetto antics right now. I legit am too lazy to go buy another lighter right now. This one has plenty of fuel, but hates to light, so I take the flint from this one.
That's hilarious, too. For anybody listening, Brian or Brandon, sorry, is lighting a lighter with a lighter.
To light another lighter. Like, I'm smart. Yeah, you saw it. You saw the flame. You saw me like a caveman being like, I make fire.
That's hilarious. Pinky's got his bubbler going. That thing's pretty nice looking. Valentine?
Oh, I love that. Hey, okay, legitimately, who thought it was Valentine's when they were like a little kid before time? I legit was one of those fucks that was like in like first grade. It's Valentine's Day because any day that was celebrating was like a time in my brain at the time. Like there was a lot of you added times. Anyway, that's my first.
I've never experienced love,
brain.
So no.
And it wasn't until my speech therapist lady was like, "No, it's Valentine's," and then showed me the legit spelling of it, and I was like, "Okay."
All right.
Fine. But thank you, Pinky, for showing me that. I feel just a little bit vindicated.
He's a musician that we've had on the show a few times. He's really good. He'll fucking
nice.
Have like a what's the thing? It's like you fucking have it on the ground and it's like a I don't know.
A wah-wah
it's
pedal?
Like a drum thing. No,
okay.
it's like an acoustic thing, but it's like he'll fucking be doing that while he has like a fucking guitar, and then he also has like a harmonica, and it's just like he's like a fucking,
like a one-man band with it's called a stomp box, I think.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
I love those things. I love those guys. I try to do like take my bass pedal and like try to slap it while I'm playing the guitar. I gave up like within the first like day of it.
Yeah. So what's up with Punks and Punchlines? Is that what you're hosting now, or you've been doing that?
Yeah, I mean it's mainly my friend's show. It's his baby that he made, but I'm like, I'm trying to provide whatever element that he doesn't really think of or whatever. Like I went and got patches made and koozies made and stickers.
Oh, nice.
I've been doing the shit with the flyers, posting them everywhere. So I've been putting in a lot of fucking of work, and it's paid off. We have a fucking we got a beer coming out, dude.
Really?
We did a show at a brewery, and they're gonna make a fucking Punks and Punchlines Pilsner for us.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Nice.
Yeah, and then I've been doing a monthly showcase called Pink Friday, where it's like every last Friday of the month.
Oh, okay.
And it's been so sick, because I go for hours, and it's music and comedy, and I've been having vendors come out, too, like fucking people who are like glass blowers selling pipes, or tie-dye people.
That's awesome. So it's like a mini little like art festival sort of every last Friday.
Yeah, and then it's like fucking crazy seeing all the different like crowds come together, because it's like all the fucking incel comedians and all the fucking
the incel comedians.
For sure.
And then
fuck women.
Yeah.
Gooners unite. Gooners unite.
Yeah.
One of the most fucking talented vendors I had, she left because she said she got offended or something, and I only got to hear it from a third party. I wish I would have got to talk to her, because like she was the only vendor that was like got there from the owner. Like I didn't personally know her and ask her.
Oh, okay.
And she kind of had like broken English, like she was from like one of those countries.
Sure, a different one, yeah.
yeah.
I love those places, yeah.
From one of those countries,
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
She got offended and left.
I was gonna ask. So you and I, Pinky, we're both like big Legion of Skanks fans. Are there any other comedians that seem to be within that realm of that style of comedy, or like is there a lot of clean people in Utah?
Yeah, they film specials out here called Dry Bar. I don't know if you've heard of those.
Yeah, on our last episode, Ricky Glore, the director of the Troma movie Sweetmeats, he has a Dry Bar special, so shout out to Ricky Glore. But yeah, I didn't know that was in Utah. For some reason, I thought that was in Canada. I don't know why.
Maybe it started out there, but yeah, there's a lot of people I know who have done that shit.
Oh, okay, yeah. So no cussing. They don't get like into like any sort of like dark material.
No material.
Not the people I know, but I have one friend who worked really hard on doing a cuss-free material.
Yeah.
Because like there's fancy parts in Utah, or like,
Sure.
I'm sure you could go do stand up in Park City and make a lot of money, but they don't necessarily want to hear rape jokes.
Right. They're missing out.
Right, yeah.
While they're having dinner.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so as some of you guys know, we try to have 3 topics on the show: music, comedy, and pain. Let's talk about music, fellas. What have you been listening to? What do you despise? We recently, on our other show, Mike Check, shout out Michael Newcomer, he talked about Sabrina Carpenter. And, I'm not really a fan, but I have heard some pretty good songs by her, like more country style. I guess she did some songs with Dolly Parton or whatever. She's got a good voice and she's hot, so I guess that counts for nothing. But what are you guys listening to nowadays?
So I'm just scrolling through Spotify because that's where I listen to all my music.
Yeah.
And it's nice to go ahead and do that. Let's see. My top 2 besides my DJ is Gorillaz. I've been listening to a lot of Gorillaz lately.
Really?
Gorillaz is great. Everything that they have is great, man. It's all just collabs. Oh, whatever Spotify wants to spit out at me,
Oh, okay.
Like their most popular albums are legit great. Like there's I don't think there's an argument for that. But I think their music catalog is so vast and diverse.
Yeah. With
tens of like funk, pop, hip hop, rap, a little bit of R&B, some blues mixed in sometimes and stuff like that. And then of course like electronic dance, a little all that stuff. I think it just hits everything.
It's a sweet sensation over the top. A one-off situation. Don't want to stop. It's the drugstore soul boy over the top with the sweetest inspiration. Don't want to stop.
Punk rock could be very rudimentary, right? We got ourselves like our 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, or like our little D beats and all that kind of stuff, but it's all part of like a similar formula. Gorillaz like to take their shit and just be like, all right, let's get you in the album, and then you guys can throw some bars or
definitely heavily hip hop influence.
Produce everything.
You know what kind of ruined it for me with the Gorillaz? I mean, first of all, I could never really get into their albums. Like, I definitely appreciated the singles and stuff, like Love Incorporated or whatever. But, and again, this is dumb because I believe in separating art from the artist. But when they were still Blur, right? Song number 2 or whatever. They were interviewed by the legendary, I guess you would call him journalist, Nardwuar. Are you guys familiar with who Nardwuar is? Right. So he's like young. This is before he became like the underground cult icon that he is nowadays. And they were just like bullying the shit out of him.
Good to see you again.
Happy to be here.
Are you happy to take my hat? Are you happy? Are you happy?
Are you happy?
Well, what about your other bandmate? Do you like taking all the attention?
Are you?
I am very happy. I'm not that happy until I get my hat back. Let's just look into the history here of Blur. Damon, let's look into the history of Blur for a second, shall we? Oh!
Like, Nardwuar always comes with gifts, right? So he tried giving them some super obscure underground album that he knows like inspired Blur or whatever, and they're taking it. They're like, I think they snapped the album. They're just like punking the shit out of him and like mocking him. And for some reason that just turned me off. And I think that's so stupid because I love Gigi Allen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care really, but for some reason it just, I don't know. I couldn't listen.
For Blur, it was like somewhat of a like Brit fuck you punk mentality, that they had a lot of time. Like, you listen to that Blur album, it's got it just spews 90s alternative, just to the T and all that stuff, perfect, especially being out based in England and London and stuff like that, like it's got that like UK sound that only you can find out there and stuff like that. But then like when he calmed down, because essentially he calmed down, they found weed or something, right? It's like Blur, they were on speed, then he found a bag of weed and then made Gorillaz, and we got Clint Eastwood, one of the best songs out there right there. So legit, but that I only ever had listened to like the main tracks for the longest time until like the last like 5 years, and then I just started to listening to the B-sides and everything, and I'm like, oh, this is all legit, this is all look good. there's a lot of meaning in his lyrics and stuff like that if you want to get in depth with like some of the stuff, you know. But yeah, no, it's fantastic.
I hate Spotify too. Pinky, what are you listening to?
There's this guy, Satan himself, that's a good friend of ours that's been on the show.
Okay. Oh yeah,
and
right.
he's kind of just jams on guitar and sings kind of like, reminds me of like Tenacious D, you know?
Oh, nice.
But it's like songs about, you know, being like the devil or like Jesus on meth or...
Nice. That's awesome. What's his artist name or music name?
Satan himself.
Satan himself. That's hilarious. Nice. Well, shout out Satan himself. That's tight.
And there's this band, Sleep Cult, that's sick as fuck that I've seen a couple times, right?
Okay.
And one of their members, Arturo, was at the ICE protest.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And someone got shot in Salt Lake. This guy pulled out a gun and fucking shot someone. And this guy, Arturo, was in there and just had a gun on him.
Yeah.
And got arrested and went to jail just for exercising his right to fucking have a gun or whatever.
Right.
Didn't even shoot anyone. But like a white man shot another person and a fucking Mexican guy goes to jail for it. Like, crazy. Like the whole punk scene in Salt Lake was like going nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Free AG, free Arturo.
Wait, so yeah, I saw that you posted about that. So was Arturo was the guy that was open carrying and he got shot?
No, he didn't get shot, but he was just there when it happened.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
yeah,
damn.
And he also had a gun, which wasn't used. It was just, you know.
Right.
But everyone in Utah, bro, has a fucking gun. I fucking seen a DoorDash lady come in and pick up her fucking food, and she had it like right on her hip.
Yeah.
And she saw me looking at it, and she was like, she looked at me with like fucking crazy ass eyes, like, I got this so people don't fuck with me anymore. And I'm like, let me make that lime Ricky for you.
Hold on, I'm just stabbing my bingo card for that right there. All right, go on.
Wait, so I want to know more. So first of all, I guess I'm not that surprised that there are anti-ICE protests in Utah. I know that like Salt Lake. Just, I mean.
Yeah, someone got shot.
Yeah, so were they both there to protest ICE, or was there like a counter protest going on as well, or?
Yeah, there wasn't a counter protest, but I heard like some fucking like you know, from people pulled up. I heard there was someone fucking throwing eggs at people.
Really?
At the Ogden one in where I live.
Damn, even in Ogden.
Damn.
Yeah.
Egging them on and shit.
So I don't. I've seen shit on the internet or whatever. I guess Ogden used to be like a really dangerous place in like the Wild West days. Like I think Al Capone refused to go there or something like that because he said the people were too crazy. Is there any like leftover of that?
Yeah, he just didn't want to stop by here. I think it's kind of been a little exaggerated.
Oh, okay.
By the culture or whatever. But there's like a system of underground tunnels that runs like underneath Ogden and shit.
Oh.
And they're still there, bro. And it's fucking kind of creepy. And there's like, you know, abandoned elevator shafts and shit.
Oh, shit.
But the fact that this like whole street that we all work on is like, there's like a whole underground thing.
What?
And like, it creeps me out. And there's like there's a speakeasy too, where it used to be an old hotel, and it was on fucking Ghost Adventures, where it's like, where fucking prostitutes would fucking get murdered and shit.
Oh,
like,
nice.
So I fucking think the bar I work at is haunted. If I'm there by myself, I'm like, I freak out, dude. I'm like, get me the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I think Frank and Leilani, you know, from Paranormal Interview, they've been on the show a few times. They went to the Ogden Cemetery and experienced some crazy shit. So what the tunnels, are they like military or like mafia or crime?
No, it was for during Prohibition, running liquor through the fucking Damn,
that's gnarly. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that makes sense though.
I want to go down there.
Yeah, that'd be a cool place to
bro.
throw a show. of some
Do it,
kind.
bro. Bro, here's the thing, man. Like ghosts and all that stuff. Like it's spooky, it's scary, right? But like humans scare the shit out of me way more, bro.
Yeah, they're tangible.
I think that's more what I'm fucking freaked out about. Like, because there's so many sounds and shit in the arcade bar. I'm like, my mind is always thinking like there's someone there. You know?
Yeah.
Like you're like legit. Like I'm not worried about like that haunted ghost that might be moving stuff. I'm just like, is there a real fucking person there? Because like, fuck you.
Yeah. Some tweakers stay in the bathroom, and then I lock the doors in with this fucking tweaker.
Wait, what happened?
Fucking.
No, I was just like saying hypothetical.
Oh, hypothetical.
Scenario, you know.
Are there homeless?
legit.
Are there a lot of homeless people in Utah?
Not really. And I swear the ones I've seen, it's like been like the same ones I've seen since I moved here like 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Oh, wow. Long-term homeless people. Yeah. In Phoenix, you just get like a never-ending like cycle of different homeless
Phoenix
people.
is so huge, bro. It's just so huge, dog.
Very
you know?
different. Yeah, it sucks here.
Yeah.
It's very fucking hot. It's
So
ridiculous
hot.
how fucking hot it is.
So hot. What's the temp right now? Give us a number.
It's like 100 at least. Yeah.
I'll save you the trouble and look it up right now myself.
It blows.
Because I'm gonna be in Arizona tomorrow. It says it's 99 right now. It says that you guys are only gonna experience like a high of 103.
99, yeah.
Hey, that's cool. I'm surprised. I always thought you like 105, 104, like.
It's been going up and down since May.
It's going to be hot this weekend though. The weekend I'm out there, it's going to be your guys' hottest time in Arizona. So
it does suck, but you know what? Luckily now my son and I are living in a house, and so I got him a little kiddie pool, so he gets to chill out with that.
When did you guys move? Is that recent? How recent?
Well, it has to do with my recent sobriety.
Sure.
I advertised that I was going to talk about it. You guys want to hear about my rock bottom?
Look, I think I think we're going right into it perfectly. So
okay, so I've been sober since Mother's Day, May 11th, right? And prior to that, for several months. Oh, so I guess it. Okay, well, first of all, let's go back 22 years. I've been drinking almost daily since I was 17 years old. I always knew that I was fucking up my own life. You know what I mean? Like, I still managed to work and do artistic endeavors and stuff, but definitely made a huge ass out of myself a lot by drinking. And I want to say it was in like February or March. My next door neighbor drank herself to death. Something happened with her liver, and she left behind an 11-year-old autistic boy, pretty much by himself. And, you know, I'm the father of an autistic child as well. And I kind of went overboard with the drinking. I went from drinking like pints and 6-packs every day to drinking fucking liters of vodka, and like shaking in the morning, needing to drink in order to stop the shakes, horrible intrusive thoughts, just like really, really bad. And, you know, my mom kept, you know, she's experienced substance abuse in her life. It's a lot of people in my family have. And one day she just saw how bad I was getting, and she was like, okay, we're going to take your son. You need to go to rehab. We're going to take you. So I went to a place that I thought was a rehab, right? I get there. I'm like, hey, I'm an alcoholic. I need to go to rehab. Like, I'm actually going to do this, you know, and I was committed to stay the whole 21 days, 30 days, whatever it was. They're like, well, first we need to go to the hospital because you're shaking and you're clearly going through withdrawals. So I had to go to the emergency room in Tempe, and or downtown, wherever the fuck it was, Phoenix. Went through that whole screening. I went back, like, I don't know, it was like 9, 10 at night to the place. I'm like, hey, I'm an alcoholic. I need rehab. They're like, okay, yeah, come in. So I go through the whole process, you know. Prior to getting there, I had been told that, A, this was an alcohol rehab facility. B, they would let me keep my phone and smoke cigarettes. So I was like, okay, you know, this seems like something I can do or whatever, because I don't want to be away from my son. I don't want to be out of contact with him. And so they take away all my stuff. They take away my phone, my cigarettes, my vape. They have me get naked in front of 2 women and put on a gown and like this like shitty fucking underwear that was like just paper thin, sort of like briefs style. And so I got to strip naked in front of 2 women. They take me to the ward or whatever. And I'm sitting down, I'm filling out paperwork, they're asking me questions, and I'm just looking around, and there's people who are clearly not going through withdrawal from alcohol. They're clearly fucking schizophrenic and losing their minds, no pun intended, and not to make light of it, but I'm just like, this doesn't seem right. So I asked the lady who's checking me in, I'm like, what is this? Like, why am I here? She's like, oh, this is a this is a psychiatric hospital. And I'm like, I thought this was a rehab. She's like, no, this is a psychiatric hospital. I'm like, oh, okay. And I stayed for almost 2 days. The food was fucking disgusting, but for some reason the chicken was really good, which was odd. But everything else was fucking gross, like mush and paste. And people are just losing their shit like 24/7. This one lady who's probably like in her 60s, clearly schizophrenic, was just like screaming the N-word at one of the workers there and saying like horrible racist stuff. And during my second night there, I heard it sounded like somebody or people were like destroying the fucking ward, like banging on the walls, throwing shit around. And I'm in my room, you know, there's a stranger in the bed next to me. I'm still shaking, you know what I mean? Like withdrawing from all the alcohol. And finally I told them, I was like, hey, I checked myself in here. Like, I want to leave. Like, this is way too much. I'm the only person there going through withdrawal. Everybody else is there for some sort of psychiatric reason, you know?
Right.
And they're not doing anything to help me other than feeding me pills. Like, they gave me Valium. They did give me a prescription for Lexapro, which I am still on, which I do appreciate that. But everything else, it was like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. It felt like they were trying to keep me there indefinitely. And like they tried to talk me out of me talking my way out of there. So I had to sign like an against medical advisory thing. And I managed to be let out like 2 days later from when I first went there. So to answer your question, I went home. I immediately relapsed and started drinking again. My mom and her husband came over. They forced me to come over here where I detoxed for like a whole week. And my mom was taking care of me. And they were like, you should just move in. Like, you obviously need help with your child. You need help with recovery. And yeah, I've been here ever since. So early May, to answer your question. So ladies and gentlemen, that's why the podcast hasn't been taking place. I bailed on several different episodes. Pinky probably saw me at one of my worst stages. I was calling him a rapist, just being a total douchebag. So my apologies for that.
It's okay. You're not the only one.
Yeah, for sure.
Just another name on the list.
We definitely got to get. I'm sorry. What was his name? Adrian? What? Antonio, that's right. A shout out to Antonio, and sorry for fucking up his name. Definitely got to get him back on the pod. I'd like to apologize to him face to face. But yeah, so I've been sober since May 11th, and I'm still having dreams, or actually for the first time ever, I'm having dreams where I'm drinking and getting fucked up. And in all these dreams, I'm like, oh, this is okay. Like, I'll still count myself sober. This will just be this one time. Yeah, it's weird. Like, my brain is fighting with itself.
You're processing the mental psychology of just like, no, one's fine, you know?
Exactly,
you know?
Which is not possible. I can't just have one drink.
It's interesting the fact that you're relapsing in your dreams and still compartmentalizing the whole process of that. Yeah. But then I'm sure when you wake up, you're just like, okay, that wasn't real. Yeah,
I'm grateful. I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't drink, because I know what happens when I drink. I can't stop. And like one thing, you know, I'm fortunate not to be homeless, or that people haven't given up on me. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not going to be one of those people that like nobody should ever drink or take substances. Like, I still want to do acid and mushrooms. You know what I mean? But I can't. I just can't do it. So,
you still smoke weed?
No, I don't. Because the THC can have bad reactions to my Lexapro, which is an antidepressant, anti-anxiety, and I'm really paranoid about substances nowadays, so I don't even dare fuck
legit,
around.
Like, you know, I applaud you, sir. Good on you to realize and, you know, have the support system and the help that you need right there, because, you know, sometimes a lot of people don't have that, and they just stay on their bullshit. They stay on the same stuff, you know, and you can't do it alone. I don't care who you are, man. True. Like I want to work out and get healthy, but I realize I can't do that alone.
Yeah, no.
I can't do that alone.
No, like you said, everybody
You know?
needs a support system for sure. And I'm very lucky to have my mom to help me, and her husband. Shout out those two. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yep. Yeah, and
Good
I
job,
feel
man.
way better. You know what I mean? I was waking up just fucking like, you know, I am proud of myself that I never really let it get in the way of my parenting duties or anything. But you know, taking shots of vodka first thing in the fucking morning, and then like
Right,
not eat.
yeah.
I lost like fucking 50 pounds because I was only drinking vodka. And
Yeah.
so that's why I look so svelte nowadays. But
Hey, you have to say your face looks healthy. It looks like you have a glow going on. Like, you know, have you been getting laid? Because that it seems like a, you know.
no, definitely not.
I can't even guess the answer, but you know, it's that like you're going through a transformation right now, and it shows, bro. So good on you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
man.
You know, I'm still
Good on
kind of
you.
like irritable
Gained the weight
or
you
whatever.
lost.
But anyways,
One day.
Yeah.
One day. That's all they.
For
That's,
sure.
that's all they'll tell you for the rest of your life. One day. You know, like
sure.
like shout out to my one of my best friends, Richie, that I used to be in a band with, Bloodied Up Knuckles. Right.
Yeah.
He's been sober for the past like good almost 2 years now. But he wouldn't go to my wedding because he knew we were gonna have like, you know, beer and wine available to drink. And
Right. Oh.
he said, you know, sadly, my friend, I just can't do it. I'm going to see all you guys, and I'm afraid I'm going to relapse. So,
Right,
you know,
right.
it's finally great. I got to see him, you know, this past year, you know, visiting in Tucson, and he's like, you know, back coming out of his shell. He's not afraid to stock his liquor aisle at the grocery store anymore. You know, so
nice.
you know, a lot of progress. But he was like, it was bad, bro. And you know, he's like, I feel bad, you know, not being there for some big moments and shit, you know. But I was like, you got to take care of yourself, and you got to know
For sure.
your limits, and that's totally fine. If that's the reason why you're being selfish, then great, be selfish. You know, not selfish in that sense, but you get what I mean.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I totally get. That's the responsible thing to do. So
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. Okay, well, lighten things up a little bit. We'll move on to the comedy portion. Tomorrow, I'm going to see Duncan Trussell. Pinky, any thoughts on Mr. Trussell?
Oh, he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen him though. I don't think he ever goes to Skankfest.
He
never
was
seen-
at the last Skankfest.
Was he?
Yeah, I saw him at he did Anniewood live.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, that's on YouTube. When they did Anniewood, some guy got slapped in the face with a dead squid. That was like one of the bits. His name was Steve, one of the Skankfest goers. But
Classic.
yeah, this is going to be my fourth time seeing him live. Actually, I've seen him do stand up twice out here in Phoenix. Once at Skankfest on Anniewood podcast, and then I'm going to see him tomorrow in Tempe. And I've never been to the Improv there. Are you planning on going to Skankfest this year, Pinky?
Yeah, me and my friends went in on an Airbnb, but I
Nice.
still haven't bought my plane ticket. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing fights again. I didn't get a Skankfest ticket because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kind of how I sneak my way in.
Right,
Just
right.
getting beat up,
Right.
which is like I should probably get back into shape.
Sure. Well, I know the tickets are like the tickets are more expensive than last year, and I think the flights, like when I looked from Phoenix, it was substantially more. Obviously, I only flew to Vegas last year, so that wasn't far, but to New Orleans, it was pretty fucking expensive for that weekend. Sounds dope, though. Of course.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it sounds dope.
Yeah. So we're okay. So Pinky, obviously a comedian. Brandon, do you have anything to say about comedy? That's a horrible segue. Sorry. We already covered comedy. You know what?
Great, man. It makes a bunch of sad people forget about being sad. It's fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess we already I covered my part of the pain section. Brandon, tell us about your poker league. What's going on with that? Are you like the head honcho or the?
Not the head honcho because I don't own the thing, but yeah, shout out Sunshine Poker League. I got
Oh,
the hat
okay.
And all that stuff right there. So
I
this
thought it
is the
stood for
logo
San
of-
Pedro. Yeah.
I know, right? But no, we call it like SPSPL if we're gonna talk about like San
Okay.
Pedro Poker League and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's been going great, man. it's a nice side gig I have on top of me doing Uber Eats.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting, a couple extra $100 a month that way for playing poker for free. Like, I'm just playing poker for free, and I'm winning.
That's awesome. So is that how you're getting paid, or are you like, do you get like a salary or something? Or
no, I don't.
What is your involvement in it? I guess is my question.
Legitimately, the guy who owns the whole league, he has games running up from San Jose, just south of San Francisco, all the way down here to LA.
That's crazy.
And San Pedro's the most southern he is right now.
Right.
He wants to try to go branch, maybe a little closer to San Diego, but that's a bit too much. That's a bit of a drive for him. He's like based out of Santa Barbara, but he pays me essentially $50 to run the game.
Nice.
To, set up the chips, set the mats, get everyone's name down, text some information about who won, who placed top, whatever, send in pictures for social media, and all that fun shit. So
that's pretty rad. Where are you guys doing it?
So we're doing it in downtown San Pedro at a new brewery called Port Town.
Okay.
They finally legitimately opened up. Been open since last summer. So
everybody's so creative with their names in San Pedro. Jeez.
I know, right? It's pretty much. I'm surprised we don't have a bar that says Longshoreman. But,
yeah, right.
The Longshoreman, Rusty Spoon, like whatever, bro. Like
Sure.
So. And not only that, but there's a donation box, and he'll give me a cut of donations, and he'll take, of course, most of it so that he can keep the league running and he can get paid for all this shit, But yeah, he legitimately hands me $200 out of his pocket plus a cut of the donations, and I'm happy about that. I get to play poker.
Nice, very cool. That's rad.
Well, normally I have to pay to play poker, and I may not win.
Right.
And that's a downside.
Gotcha. It looks like it's grown. So it's a relatively new league, right? And looks like it's grown pretty fast.
So they, like I said, they opened up the brewery about a year ago. At some point in 2024, they got this other league called Cowboy Kings to start hosting poker tournaments there every Thursday.
Okay.
So Cowboy Kings and Sunshine Poker League communicated, and essentially they made a deal to where Sunshine would go ahead and take over the brewery, and Cowboy Kings, they're still a league, but they're more based in Inland Empire, like out east, of here. Yeah, exactly. Like we're never gonna go there, and none of those people are never gonna come here. So, so anyway, so he's got a bunch of LA games going on from Pedro to Culver City. He even has one in Little Tokyo at Angel City Brewery on Wednesday nights too.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, it's fun. It's legit. Or one of our tournament directors who hosts those other games in LA, he won his free seat to the Vegas tournament that they host every year for the bigger league called Bar Poker Open, and he finished 12th place out of 1,900 people. Damn. And he got to cash out for $3,000.
Nice. That's fucking dope. Nice.
For free 99. He didn't have to pay for that seat or anything, so he just lasted as long as he could and got himself a nice little payday. First place got to take home $100K, but
wow,
hey.
Damn. Well, are you going to be trying to do the World Series?
So I need to go through the right avenues to try to qualify. Like there are several stages to go. Me winning my local tournaments gives me like a qualifier to enter a tournament online that if I win that one, I'll get a legit seat, paid vacation, paid airfare to go out to that tournament next year to play for some real money and stuff like that. But I could also win a seat by not winning first place. I could maybe finish in the top like 10% or 2% or something like that. And they'll pay out like 20, 15 players, and they're like, y'all have a seat, Good luck getting here, but y'all have a seat if you come. So
yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So, definitely gonna try again when the qualifiers are opening up. They just ended their series, so there's no new tournaments happening right now. It's gonna, be months until they get their qualifiers open again online to try to go out to Vegas. So.
Okay.
So next year, I'm going to go try it out. I guess they have more than that one game for the whole series that I'm going to legitimately buy into and try out while I'm there, and we'll go from there. The owner bought me a jersey that has my name plus this logo.
Oh, that's tight.
So yeah, one of these days I'll show you a picture or just wear it when I'm on a podcast with you.
For sure. But I gotta be honest, and I'll apologize here. Every time you talk about poker, it's like my mind. I'm like, what? Like I can't.
I'm not gonna talk about like hand histories or anything like that. I find
no. It's me.
Content to be
I apologize.
Like the most boringest shit. I like it.
It's not boring. It's not boring. It's just my mind's like, what?
It's like heroin to me. But like you said, you're like equations and numbers and letters and just so many things are flying around your face right now. I get it.
Or like, so I've been taking Lexapro for, I don't know, not even 2 months, or I'm like in my second month, like, or whatever, and I feel like, and I'm sure it has to do with sobriety too. My mind is way less cluttered. I'm definitely like not overthinking as much as I used to, but sometimes I think like it's stopping thoughts like kind of altogether, where like if someone says something to me, I'm just like, oh, okay, and like there's nothing more going on. Usually I'd be like picking it apart and like, I don't know, it's this weird transitional state that I'm in, but
I think these are good things to be having in your life right now. I think you're finding some clarity, and it's kind of cool,
Yeah, I'm not losing my mind every single day anymore, so that's nice. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for asking about poker. Poker's going great.
I'll
keep you posted when I make some real attempts. There's a real tournament I'm going to be playing in like a couple weeks that I'm trying to win big on. That one. First place is guaranteed $20,000.
Oh, that's sick. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
oh, okay.
Gotta stab at things sometimes,
So, how do you want like people to come and join the league, or are you guys like more exclusive? Or...
Oh, absolutely. Anyone, it's open to the public. You come into the brewery on Thursdays at like 6:30. Get yourself a seat. Put your name down. I'll be there. My name's Brandon. Come down to Porktown San Pedro Brewery. If anyone's listening to this that is local in Pedro, I host the tournaments there. It's on 7th and Center. It's on Google Maps. It's on Apple Maps. It's pretty legit.
By the liquor store?
Kitty Corner.
Yeah.
Kitty
in
Corner
the warehouse?
Liquor store. Basically, you know where Godmother's is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kitty Corner from Godmother's, diagonally and stuff like that.
So what you're talking about, I believe, used to be a warehouse, and when I was in 9th grade, Avenged Sevenfold played there before they were big.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I went to the show. I didn't stay for Avenged Sevenfold because I think I had a curfew, but it was called...
That's cool.
What was it called? The Firehouse, or it was called 7th Street Warehouse or something like that.
Something like that. But yeah, it was like a legitimate warehouse that they converted to a brewery, and now they just brew beer there and shit. So
that's crazy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's fucking good bad people, man. James Brown. Yeah, shout out to James Brown. He's a white guy. He's the owner. Yep.
Nice.
Do you like bet actual money, or is it just like a buy-in and then you have like the chip bumps, or?
So basically, it's a tournament style where we give everybody a set amount of chips. Everyone starts with 5,000 in chips. There's no real gambling going on, so there's no money ever exchanged. I will never take money from people because legitimately that is against laws and all that kind of shit. So we encourage donations, and I tell the players, hey, there's a donation box, just go ahead and put the money there, because people want to be giving me money, but I'd be like, I'd take no money from any of this, because then my hands are clean. You can go ahead and put it in the donation box. That is your conscious effort, blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah, we don't play for money. If you want to play for money, there's the process of like trying to get to win a seat to go to Vegas and play in that tournament, where you can possibly turn all your beer money that you spent during this time into actual, cool hard cash as a return and shit like that. So,
okay, Pinky, do you play poker?
What's up, Pinky?
I was gonna say gambling is like a no-no in fucking Utah, but somehow they still have poker at my bar. But it's like, there's like you start with however many chips, and then if you spend money at the bar, they'll give you a chip bump like halfway or whatever.
I have a whole list of chip bonuses for my players. They could buy beers. They could buy food from the food trucks. That's usually outside. They can buy SPL merch from the website that he has. Okay. And then if you wear your hat, your hoodie, your jacket, sweet, you get yourself another chip. loyalty bonuses, meaning that you played other Sunshine Poker League venues that week, you know, because like I said, they're all, you know, from down here to LA all the way up to like San Jose. There's games up and down the California coast right now, so you can get yourself a game, you know, visit the areas, all that stuff. So yeah, I can go on a whole list, but I got about 9 to 10 like incentives for people to add like another 1,000 onto their chip. I start everyone with 5,000, and then I cap people with their bonuses and incentives at 10,000, so that nobody is playing more than 10,000 unless you won the thousands of chips from your other players and shit like that. But yeah, no one's starting more than 10,000 in chips at any given moment.
All right, again, all these numbers. I hear the word 10,000. I'm like, that's a number that exists. I can't really equate it with anything.
No, you know, each chip has a denomination. You know, like our denomination of chips are like, we start with 25s, then we move up to 100, then we move up to a 500, then we move up to 1,000, and then later on when we get towards the end, we'll pull out the pink chips, the 5,000 chips, and then but that's like when the bet sizes are like in the tens of thousands. Once we get up that high, we're usually down to like the final like 4 or 3 players left in the tournament, and then it gets kind of ridiculous. It's like a lot of all-ins towards the end. Like okay, just a little comeback story. Last week I won, and I came back from 5. I had 5,000 in chips, which are like, okay, but you start off with 5,000. Yeah, everyone at that end when I'm in the final 3 has like 100,000. Tens of thousands, you know, crazy. Like I'm, you know, legit. I came back from having 1/10 of a bet size to winning the whole thing.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, which was crazy because no matter what, I was just pushing all my chips in for like those first few hands, all of them. I was like, we're gambling, and I just kept winning. I just kept winning. I went from 5,000 to looking at over 100,000 in chips in like a few hands. And then the guys that were still watching the game, they're like, "You're gonna win this, aren't you?" I was like, "Look, man, I don't know. Probably now that I have chips again. Like, fuck."
yeah, for sure. Okay, so, awesome, very cool. Well, I'm glad that you're doing that, and that it's bringing in like an extra form of income and everything. That's dope. We'll be wrapping up here in like 9 minutes or so. I have a question for you guys. I think both of you are familiar with the Toxic Avenger, right?
Dude, yeah.
And so, you know,
he's little now.
Exactly. So, did you guys see the trailer for the new one with starring Peter Dinklage, Elijah Wood, Kevin Bacon? What are your thoughts on how do you think it's going to come out? Pinky, let's start with you.
It just seems, I love the Toxic Avenger. I love all the Trauma movies. It just doesn't seem like Trauma. It just seems like a Mirror World or something. It seems like a trailer you'd see in Rick and Morty, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why is he small?
Right.
Why does it feel heartfelt? Why does he have a kid?
Why does he have a kid? That's what got me. I was like, like they're clearly trying to like appeal to like the mainstream audience with this one.
Sure. Yeah.
And you know, Trauma is so anti fucking mainstream. It definitely seems like a big leap away from the source material. Brandon?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it at some point when it's on its streaming. I'm gonna watch it, and then I'll like, you know, curate an actual opinion on the thing like that. I'm intrigued. I was like, it's like the Matrix sequel. Why are we doing this?
Right. Yeah.
Like, okay.
People.
Yeah, for trans rights.
That's a good point.
There's a bigger message. You know, it's DES. It's everything, bro.
At the end of the movie, Toxie does homebrew M to F transition surgery on his child.
That would be hilarious.
Goddamn. Toxic Avengers pronouns are they, them.
Yeah.
The grossest trauma scene you've ever seen.
Yeah, but for real, shout out Trauma. Hopefully one day we can be somehow associated with them. You know, on the last episode we did with the guys Nick Hyance and Ricky Glore, who made Sweetmeats, which got produced or whatever through Trauma. You know, I thought we would get a lot more views on that video, but we've had a lot more on other videos, and this is the one, I think, fellas. 1 year anniversary. Let's give it up for everybody involved. So, I don't know. Before we go here, Peaky, do you want to plug your show tomorrow or anything coming up, or Punks and Punchlines, obviously?
Well, I do the showcases every last Friday of the month, and we planned a Punks and Punchlines the next day on a Saturday.
Okay.
So I was like, that's like a 2-day thing, and then I'm like getting carried away. I'm like, let's make it do something on Sunday too.
Shit.
And then I'm like, wait, I'll be there on Monday for the Mario Kart tournament. I'll make that special somehow. I'll make Tuesday for fucking karaoke something special. Then trivia's on Wednesday. I'm gonna do a whole week of festivities that culminates in a weekend where it's like Friday is the open market with the fucking music and comedy.
Yeah.
Saturday there's gonna be a Punks and Punchlines where it's music and comedy, and then Sunday I'm trying to get people to come out and have like an open jam session. We're going to set up a drum kit outside and fucking have people jamming on guitars and call it the Ogden Street Open Jam.
Nice,
so
dude.
The end of next month, be like a 3-day fucking... I'm trying to make my own skank fest.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I love that. So is this all taking place at your bar in Ogden, or is it in Salt Lake?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It'll be at the lab, the
lab
arcade bar.
Okay, hell yeah, dude, that sounds dope, man. I'm proud of you for doing that. That's really cool.
All right, Josh and guys, I leave you with a very crudely sketch of us on the pod right now.
Nice. It's beautiful. That was it. Jackson Pollock couldn't do any better. Did you find that song from the Gorillaz?
Yeah, I sent it to you on the DMs, but I'll say it here too. It's Rehash by Gorillaz.
Rehash by Gorillaz. Okay, Eddie, if you're down to throw that in, that'd be cool. All right. Anything else you want to plug, Brandon? I think we kind of went through.
Just real quick, I had my cat missing for the past 2 months, and I recently got her back this week. So nice. I'm very elated and happy, and can't be more excited right now.
So the cat just came home, or?
Not at all. No, the cat was across Gaffey, a few blocks away, still on 17th, but eating somebody else's food. And I don't know how far or how, like, we know how long she's been gone, but we don't know how far she ventured off. But somebody this past week contacted me saying, hey, we still see the flyers. Are you still missing her? Sent me photos of her, and the timestamp of those photos were from June. Was from this month. So it's like, okay, this is legit. I did some cross-analytic stuff. I saw where they took the photos. I found the house that she was, parked at on the sidewalk. Yeah. And so we printed off new flyers, left them a flyer. I got a call the next day. The house tells me they see her all the time. And then they called me back 20 minutes later saying, she's here now. And so, we dropped everything and raced over to get her.
So she was just like bumming it? She was just being feral?
She was just bumming it, bro. She literally just like back in April, we saw from the cameras, like she was around our house and then just took off.
Damn.
Wandered away. We don't know if she got picked up. Like here's my scale of like the things I thought could have possibly happened. Like she either got the Beverly Hills Chihuahua treatment and she's living her best life, right? You know, she's in somebody's purse, she's getting the freshest tuna, whatever, or cult, and I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna say cult, and whatever they do with animals. Oh, fuck those guys, But I was starting to make peace with it. I was like, I had been sad for like the first 30 days, but I was starting to make peace with it. I was like, look, man, if a coyote got her, legitimately, like, it is what it is. If a hawk got her, again, it is what it is. If a stupid-ass pelican got her, I was going to be so mad. I was going to go on a John Wick spree of all birds everywhere and just start terminating everybody, bro, like, just relentlessly,
I can see seagulls
pelicans, by the way.
Yeah.
Those things eat anything and everything. They eat other birds.
That's true. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen that clip of one swallowing a pigeon whole. Yeah.
I've seen one swallowing a seagull whole. It's terrifying.
For sure.
Fuck birds.
I grew up on the boat, and one time, like there are always seagulls and pelican. One time, you remember that like sort of lighthouse at the end of the rocks next to my boat? Not really a house, but the beacon or whatever.
The little
Yeah, with the red flashing light. I remember.
Up on a boat?
I grew up on a commercial fishing boat. Yeah.
That's another pod. That's a whole another podcast episode.
You were definitely destined to be an alcoholic.
That's true.
You were
Very
destined to be a
much
pirate,
so.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting, but we can go in depth on that on a later episode.
That's a whole other episode,
but,
Josh. That's you got hours of content for that.
Yeah, my dad was a commercial fisherman, and once he and my mom split, we just lived full time on the boat. So I was born onto the boat, moved off when I was like 3 or 4, and then from 8 to 18 lived on the boat. And it was a sailboat. It wasn't like, Deadliest Catch or anything. It was like
no yacht, no fancy.
No, it was. There's no other boat that looks like it. Yeah, it was strange. But anyways, I go outside on the deck one day and I look over at the beacon and there's a big ass pelican on top of it or whatever, and it's being swarmed by like 50 fucking seagulls just trying to kill it, and it's like ducking.
Yeah, fuck yeah. The seagulls knows what's up. Fuck that bird.
Yeah. They're fucking huge. I'll end on this. One time my dad and I were out fishing for sharks or whatever, and we were like gutting them, on the front deck, and a big ass pelican landed on the cabin roof. And this thing was huge, dude. It was like almost as tall as me. It was at least like 4.5, 5 feet tall. I'm a little bit taller than that, ladies. So anyways, my dad gets a club, right? Like a literal club, like a fucking Flintstones shaped club.
Just a shillelagh.
It's a shillelagh, kind of, yeah. And he hits the pelican in the chest. It just went like that. Like if it could make a human sound, and went totally unfazed. And my dad's like, motherfucker. So he hits it again a lot harder, and then it flies off, and then it just stays like, next to us on the boat. And because every time we would gut sharks, we would throw the guts to the birds.
It wants food.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how we kind of like made a game out of it or whatever. Seagulls love liver for some reason. They'll dive bomb at the liver when you throw. Anyways, trying to make that into a movie eventually too. Trauma, please make a movie about my horrible life. Anyways, all right, guys. We'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the 1-year anniversary of Let's Ruin Our Lives. Pinky, everybody go check out Punks and Punchlines and the weekly showcase. Sorry, again, my brain, Lexapro. Sunshine Poker League. Every Friday, hell yeah. And Brandon sent Sunshine Poker League for everybody listening.
Come on down, guys.
We're going to throw in a song by old San Pedro, California punk rock band called the Hadgard Numbskulls. The song is called Start Your Own Trend.
Guess it really isn't sin. There's a better way to get some super luck. Don't read no magazine or some stupid book. You care about what people think because you're insecure. You don't want your heart into your own, but not too sure. Send some words of wisdom to play a simple vice. And people live to live it, that sure be nice. Start your own trend. Start your own trend. Start your own trend. Start your own trend. I'm not gonna lie, it's one tricky two. Wanna be like not knowing what to do. If they came to
trend. Start your own 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 trend. Start it now.
And everybody do the same. Signing off now. Mahalo.